I was thinking like just yesterday, like we played a show, a televised show, and we were going to play, we were booked to play the show so that we could promote our single Heavy and play that song. And then we heard the news about Chris Cornell and had a little powwow in the dressing room before we went on, and we said, you know, the thing that's good for the band to do is to play Heavy. But the right thing to do is play One More Light, because it's about the loss of a friend. And it's one of the most important songs on the record. And it may never be a single, but it's just an important song, and it's the right song to play. So that's what we ended up doing. Well, when we were doing a sound check, Chester couldn't even make it through the song. He was getting halfway through and getting choked up. And even when we did play the whole song, and it was live on TV, or filmed for TV, he kind of just stopped, like towards the end, like he missed the last couple lines of it, just couldn't finish the song. Fans were crying in the audience, and I think it was cathartic. Like, I think it was good, because the message of the song, I think the message of the song is, when you're dealing with something so deep as you know, losing a friend, or in this case, even just somebody you admire, somebody you look up to, when we're talking about some of these fans in the audience. One of the things that I think you can do is to reach out to people and offer them like community, like let them know, like we're a family, we're a community, like we care about each other.
I even told one of my therapists at one point, I said, I just don't want to feel anything. None of us are immune from, you know, just shit happening to you, you know, and not to you, but just kind of making poor choices or being human. There's always that element. And for me, life got really weird and really hard all at one time. There was a few times over the last couple of years where I was just like kind of like ready to throw in the towel and just kind of give up on everything. But I found that for me, most of my suffering is self-inflicted. It's not like it's coming from some external source that's making me feel that way. No one can make you feel anything. It's what you think about internally that makes you feel things. Like, you are the only person that makes you feel anything. And so I know that I have this pattern of getting into these kinds of thoughts and these kinds of actions and choices. I've always had these kind of depressive side.
I don't know if anybody out there can relate, but like, I have a hard time with life. Sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes it's great, but a lot of times for me, it's really hard. And no matter how I'm feeling, like, I always find myself like struggling with certain patterns of behavior. I find myself like stuck in like the same thing that keeps repeating over and over again. And I'm just like, how am I in this? And it's that moment where you're in it, and then you kind of separate yourself from that situation, and you look at it and you see it for what it is. And you're able to then do something about it. Like, you've now broken out of that circle, that cycle. This place right here, this skull between my ears, that is a bad neighborhood. This is a bad place for me to be by myself. And so when I'm in that, like, my whole life gets thrown off. Like, if I'm in there, like, I don't say nice things to myself. Like, there's another Chester in there that's like wants to take me down. And so and I find that it could be, whether it's substances or whether it's behavior or whether it's like depressive stuff or whatever it is, like, if I'm not like actively like getting out of myself and being with other people, like being a dad, being a husband, being a bandmate, like being a friend, helping someone out, like, if I'm out of myself, I'm great. If I'm inside all the time, I'm horrible, I'm a mess. And so for me, it's like, that was kind of where I don't like my mind right now, stacking up problems that are so unnecessary. You know, that's where that came from for me. But it's the moment where it's like realizing, like, I drive myself nuts, like actually thinking that like all these are real problems. Like, all the stuff that's going on in here is actually just, I'm doing this to myself. I think for a lot of people, they think like if you're successful, like all of a sudden, like you get like you get like some card in the mail that says like, you're going to be totally satisfied and happy for the rest of your life. It doesn't happen like that.